All right, so got a ton of questions on this, and people wanted more. So here we go. I'm going to go through this incomplete diet plan here, but I want to preface this by saying a couple things about the gut and how important it is for our gut to get healthy. A couple things that I also do is 5 days a week I do intermittent fasting. I do a 16 and 8 intermittent fasting during the week, so the weekdays. And why I do that, it is so important for our gut to get rest. The gut needs rest so it can actually develop and all that bacteria and create a great microbiome. And that gets us functioning at a high level. So I definitely recommend doing that. The other thing is our gut is like a fishing net, and so it keeps all those particles from getting into our bloodstream. And what happens is when we start putting in these bad foods, it starts puncturing that fishing net and then starts leaking into our bloodstream, and that's where we get all this inflammation, this joint pain, all of this, because I have eliminated all of that by correcting my gut. And then the other thing too is probiotics are a hot thing right now. And one of the big downsides that they're just throwing in a probiotic. So you got to think of your gut as like a garden. And if you go in there and plant, whatever you put in your garden, corn, whatever, and you have weeds in there, the weeds will always win. The weeds will overcome whatever you're trying to put in there. So basically what we're doing is we're throwing all these probiotics into a weed infested garden, and they can't flourish. They can't function in there. The weeds are going to win every single time. So you have to clean the gut out, clean out the weeds, so when you put those probiotics in, they can actually function. So that is it right there. And now I'm going to kind of go through my daily routine, and I am this is clockwork every single day. This is by the book. So I fast I do a 5 p.m. I stop eating, and then I start eating at 9 a.m. during the week. So when I break my fast, what I do is I have eggs. So they want you to have, when you break your fast, and again, if you're not fasting, you can do the eggs, no big deal. Just have a couple eggs just to break the fast. You don't want to have a big meal right out of your fast where you overload your system. You got to let it kind of get back into the routine. So just have a couple eggs, break the fast, and then an hour later, what I do is I have a shake. The other thing that I have learned too is I had a lot of blood sugar spikes, and I was having a lot of crashes, and I think a lot of us don't realize how much blood sugar spikes we're having, is pairing foods. So I was eating fruit, and then I would have a spike, and then I'd have a crash of energy from that. So I kind of stopped eating fruit, which you don't want to do that. You want to eat the fruit. But what you have to do is pair it with proteins and fats. So you eat your fruits, your sugars, with protein and natural sugars. Don't you dare touch table sugar, absolute the devil. Pair it with fats and proteins so you don't get those sugar spikes. You want your glucose levels just staying at a consistent level, and that's how you can do that. So you can look up stuff online on that. Game changing when you're eating foods is pairing things and eating them together so you don't have those spikes, to alleviate all those energy crashes. So what I do, and I apologize, this is on the whim here, is I've got baby organic spinach. I've got some spinach here and some mixed greens. So I do a green juice. What I do is I put that in here. I'll also have some arugula. I have some cauliflower, and then AG1. There are some other brands out there now. This one is kind of expensive, but it is a great all-in-one foundation greens. I'll put a half a banana. I will put an avocado. That is my fats that go in here, because what I want in this shake is I don't want it to be all vegetables. I need to have fats in there. I need to have proteins and the vegetables, so I get a mixture of everything so my body can process it properly. The other thing I will do is, this is one thing I do, and just trying to get my proteins in, as I do use a protein powder. This is the cleanest one I could find out there, organic. I mean, if you guys can see it on there. So I'll put in a scoop of that. It's only 15 grams of protein, but it gets me my proteins. I get the fats, I get the greens. I also have the blueberries in there. So I put that in here. This is actually the blend here, and I've got a glass full here. Tastes absolutely amazing. I actually crave it now. So that is what I have as my juice, and I'll do that twice a day. So I'll do that like an hour after I break my fast. And then for lunch, what I have is I've got a sweet potato and a clean chicken here, and I have sauerkraut. Sauerkraut has all these probiotics in it that are so good for your gut. So I'll have that with it. And then I also have some Greek yogurt here, plain, no sugar added, plain. So you can have some, that's got fats, it's got proteins in it, amazing stuff. So I have chicken. The other one I'll do, I eat a ton of fish now. I never really liked salmon. I freaking love it now. I can't get enough salmon. And it's so good for you. This is what I have. It's just a clean, frozen Atlantic salmon. Don't get farm salmon. That's got a bunch of crap in it. And then I also have some sea bass here, just some plain. Actually, this one's not plain. I apologize. I grabbed the wrong bag. This was an older bag, but I do have just a plain one, so I don't have any of that additives in there. I add my own stuff to season stuff if I do. That's natural stuff. And so I'll have that for lunch. And then for dinner, so if I have the chicken for lunch, then I'll have the salmon for dinner. If I have salmon for lunch, then I'll have the chicken for dinner, along with the sweet potato to get my carbs. Because all these diets out there right now, you're starving yourself of one of the three macros. You're either starving yourself of fats, you're starving yourself of carbs. Proteins, I don't know if many that you starve yourself of proteins on. But you need all of those. So if you're doing a diet that's starving those, they can work temporarily, but they're never going to work long term. You need all of those things to have your body function at a high level. So that is a quick summary. The other thing too, I didn't even touch on this, is I'd have these avocado oil and olive oil. I will add those to the shake as well, sometimes to get some fats in there. Those are very healthy fats. The other thing too is, through the research, is cooking with olive oil. You do not want to do once it gets to a certain temperature. It ruins the integrity of the olive oil. I don't know the exact science behind it, but it's no longer good. You want to cook with avocado oil. Avocado oil can withstand those heats. So that is a quick, if you do this, stick to this for 30 days, and you can throw in your own variations of different clean meats. These are what I do. It's so easy, and I crave them. I love them. And different greens too. If you guys want to throw some stuff in there, just try to get as organic as you can. And I'm trying, chia seeds too. I did not have that on the table, but I will throw that into the mix as well. Chia seeds got proteins, carbs, and they're obviously clean and healthy. So that is really my daily routine, and it's life-changing, absolutely life-changing. I'll do a couple more things on this. So wrinkles, you're gonna start seeing those go away. My hair is more full than it's ever been, ever. It's kind of a little mess here, but it just grows unbelievable. My fingernails used to have yellow tint to them. They're clean as can be now. Bad breath, gone. Obviously you still got to brush your teeth, but kind of rambling a little bit here, obviously, but that is it in a nutshell. So just stick to that for 30 days, and then you can kind of do your own you learn what your body really loves, and we're all different. So there may be some things that you can tweak that over time you can say, hey, this really works for me. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, just let me know.